Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of them together. And the content today is, make no mistake, ATF on the chopping block. It is completely possible that if Matt Gaetz gets confirmed as head of the Department of Justice, he could gut the ATF, as he said on record, as a U.S. House of Representatives member. I've got all of it right here, but you need to send this one out because I guarantee you this is going to be the first fight that you're going to hear about a whole lot. All the ins and outs right here. Everything will be linked in the description box below. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on so we can keep pushing that freedom forward. You guys are the fuel, and thank you in advance for that consideration. And guys, the content today is brought to you by Sonoran Desert Institute, or SDI. Let's face it, we all upgrade and modify our own guns. It's kind of part of the ownership experience, but why not turn that experience into a career? They can teach you anything you need to know, from gunsmithing to ballistics to woodworking and finishes, shooting, sports management, and all from the comfort of your own home. They ship everything to you. There's a link in the description box below. Guys, you could do drones or gunsmithing or ballistics in any sort of form or fashion. Just check it out. It's good for you to know, and that is the sponsor for the video. They made it possible, and thank you to them. But guys, I want to walk you through this. Gun Owners of America is coming out pretty hard supporting Matt Gaetz, and I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you is pretty strong on the whole gun rights side, anti-tyranny side, but believe me, the opponents of freedom and the endorsements of tyranny, those people in the establishment, yeah, they're coming, and they're coming hard. Watch this. All right. So first thing here. Your next AG wants to go after the illegal National Red Flag Gun Confiscation Office created by the Biden-Harris administration. Now, of course, that is the office that they just made up whole cloth that said, we're going to put a National Red Flag law apparatus in place. It's not national. It's just in case. It's good to have it just if you ever need it. It's better to need it and not have it than have it and not need it, right? Oh, man, anyway. So that's what they're going to do. So he's on record saying he wants to get rid of it, but that's not the sweet spot. That's a good spot. That's not the sweet spot. And this kind of goes towards the establishment rising up. The Senate has no business standing in the way of Matt Gaetz becoming Attorney General and his Abolish the ATF agenda. The Senate must confirm President Trump's appointee or allow him recess appointments. I'm telling you guys, from my personal experience, not only in politics general, but also in the gun world, this is going to be the fight that they're going to pick. They're not going to fight too hard on RFK Jr. They're not going to fight too hard on Nikki Haley. They're not going to, Nikki Haley, she's out of here. Tulsi Gabbard, they're not going to fight that hard on those. This is going to be the fight they're choosing because it goes directly against their control. In fact, if you do not agree, let me hide this really quickly and look. As usual, GOA is on it. This is actual testimony from Matt Gaetz prior in his term.
The ATF cannot be trusted to protect our rights to keep and bear arms. There is no timeline in which the ATF, under any administration, would become an ally. It needs to go. We need to abolish the ATF before they abolish our Second Amendment rights. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms should be the name of a chain of convenience stores in Florida, not a federal agency.
You just heard it from his own mouth from the floor of the House, okay? Guys, you genuinely, if you hear nothing from me on this, hear this. You have an opportunity to gut the very apparatus that has been weaponized against gun owners and Americans and our Second Amendment rights for decades. This is a fight you want to pay attention to. But let's get back to it, because I'm going to show you what the opponents of freedom are going to do. I'm telling you that, Rush Limbaugh used to say, don't doubt me. I don't want to say it. It's a little too cliche because it's kind of his, but have faith. All right, let's get it. Watch this. And right on target, Senate Judiciary Committee from Dick Durbin, the person who has never met a gun control he does not like, is the senator of Illinois. The House Ethics Committee report and all relevant documentation into allegations against former Representative Matt Gaetz must be preserved and shared with the Senate Judiciary Committee. Retweet if you agree. Interesting. The House Ethics Committee report. We're going to get back to that one in a second because that's going to be the main volley in their cannon. And we're going to dive into that too, because freedom is on the not ballot. We already did that because we handed that out in full. Freedom is on the confirmation here. So let me show you what a Democrat senator is doing. Look, if Representative Matt Gaetz wants to serve as the highest law enforcement officer in the land, we need to vet him. That's my job as senator. And that includes seeing this House ethics report on him. That's exactly what I called for last night. And here's her calling for it in 35 seconds.
We have a responsibility as the Senate, as senators, to confirm those who are qualified for their posts and to reject those who are not. And it seems to me that President Trump, in that particular nomination, as well as some others, are, he's nominating folks that are in that latter category. And by the way, on Matt Gaetz, you were talking about the ethics report. I think it would be absolutely essential in investigating his background and his qualifications to have access to that full report from the House.
Okay, never her. Now, that's a Democratic senator. That's Tammy Baldwin talking to, I can't remember that guy's name, Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence O'Donnell, he's a left-wing supporting media propaganda mouthpiece. And he's throwing out, all of a sudden, the House Ethics Committee against Matt Gaetz. Interesting. It's weird how that works. Just let's keep going. I'm going to show you what they're doing. Oh, look! The guy who got smoked for not getting the Senate Majority Leader on the GOP is out to say the exact same thing. Almost like the establishment doesn't want to get rid of its little toys in the executive bureaucratic branch. Let's listen to this piece.
Be talking about recess
on the issue of vetting, though, how critical is it then to have access to what the House Ethics Committee has found in their investigation?
I think there should not be any limitation on the Senate Judiciary Committee's investigation, including whatever the House Ethics Committee has generated.
So you want to see it?
Absolutely.
Tell us.
All right, so that is Senator John Cornyn from Texas, the not GOP Majority Leader because he signed gun control. Great job, guys. So he's doing it too. It's interesting how all of a sudden the media is aligning against the DOJ or the AG, the Attorney General pick from Trump. And they're all in unison, the media and the Democrat opposition, because they are an opposition party now. The only thing that they can do to raise awareness, raise funds, and raise support is to stand in the way of these nominations. And with the ATF and the FBI and the DOJ on the chopping block, oh, we gonna see some things, guys. All right, let's keep going. Hey, look, Caitlin Collins from CNN. I showed you MSNBC. Well, now CNN saying the exact same thing. That's weird how the media seems to be oriented towards this.
Does it give you any pause, the House ethics investigation that was underway?
Pardon?
Does the House ethics investigation give you any pause on how you may vote on this?
I have not paid attention to this until just this evening when I heard about it. I'm not familiar with the House ethics investigation, except that there must be something underway.
Yeah, but does it give you any pause?
I think everybody wants to see the entirety of the facts come forward as somebody goes through confirmation. I've gone through confirmation myself. I've also gone through Democrat resistance. I was held for 30 hours of floor time to go through this. They filibustered me. So, we've got to go through the process here. That's the
When you were ambassador.
So what's going to happen now is the Republicans are going to say we got to go through the process because that's a Republican from Tennessee, a senator. And people like John Cornyn are going to play both sides of it. And he's going to be wishy-washy, and then the Democrats are going to be unified. That's what's going to happen. So now let me show you what they're actually addressing. This right here, coming from the Twitter mob from the left, breaking via ABC, the woman at the center of the DOJ's probe of Representative Matt Gaetz testified to the House Ethics Committee that he had sex with her when she was 17 years old, sources say. Time to pull this grotesque Gaetz nomination. What you're about to see, and I'm going to dive into all of that because there's a lot of things they're not telling you there. Not in this video, in the next one. So what's going to happen is they're going to try to get him to pull the nomination. That's exactly what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to get a win by pulling Matt Gaetz because he's going to go after the bureaucracies. That's exactly what's happening. And you can see multiple media sources. Woman testified to House Ethics Committee, same thing. Matt Gaetz under House Ethics investigation. All of this is going to be the first fight in this. And I'm telling you guys, let me play this clip one more time because this is a very important thing to understand. This is what's on the possibilities if this goes through. Watch this again.
The ATF cannot be trusted to protect our rights to keep and bear arms. There is no timeline in which the ATF, under any administration, would become an ally. It needs to go. We need to abolish the ATF before they abolish our Second Amendment rights. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms should be the name of a chain of convenience stores in Florida, not a federal agency.
ATF needs to be abolished before it abolishes our Second Amendment rights. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be the first fight that they're going to put forward, and if you win this fight, you've got the National Red Flag Law Center, you've got the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, and you've got the ATF itself on the chopping block. This is a big one, people. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and please send this one out. I cannot wait to show you why what they're accusing of him of is total crap, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.